Hi everyone, can you see my screen?
Okay, I can see your screen.
Yes, thank you for that. So I'm Lee, and I will be presenting the listening part um of our group's presentation. So as you, so we will be going through the videos one by one. I will first play the video, then we go through, then we just go over the answers of that video. Then we'd move on to the second video. So as you guys might have seen, and so the questions as well as the video are like the link to as well as the link to the videos have already been provided in the student file. So I get that some of you might have done it before. So if you have, then now you can have a chance to check your your answers. But if you haven't, then please get your student file ready at and and do the work when you as you listen. So now to our first video, which is how China is using AI in the classroom. So this video focuses on how China is implementing technology on education, how they monitor the students' concentration level, the location and health, and specifically one of that is to get data for further research. However, there are some people, including the public, as well as experts from other countries, have raised concerns about this method. So now we shall start watching the video.
红色是表示你的专注力显示的很高，
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了，
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好，
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like. Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their location. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education, a program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
为了就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai. To see firsthand how AI tech is being used in the classroom. For this fifth grade class, the day begins with putting on a brainwave sensing gadget. Students then practice meditating.
现在，想象我们眉心有一点柔和的光芒绽放。
The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead. These sensors pick up electrical signals sent by neurons in the brain. The neural data is then sent in real time to the teacher's computer. So while students are solving math problems, a teacher can quickly find out who's paying attention and who's not. A report is then generated that shows how well the class was paying attention. It even details each student's concentration level at 10-minute intervals. It's then sent to a chat group for parents.
就是他可以看到每个人的评分。
The reports are detailed, but whether these devices really work and what they exactly measure isn't as clear. We were curious if the headbands could actually measure concentration, so one of our reporters tried on the device.
我没有感觉自己特别激动。
This is a new technology with still fairly little research behind it.
Theodore Zanto is a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco. He was surprised to learn that this tech, called electroencephalography, also known as EEG, is being used in the classroom on children. It's usually used by doctors in hospitals and labs.
EEG is very susceptible to artifacts. And so if you are itchy or just a little fidgety, or the EEG wasn't set up properly so that the electrodes didn't have a good contact, affects the signal.
Despite the chances for false reading, teachers told us the headbands have forced students to become more disciplined.
上课回答我的问题，就是他们的声音会比平常更响亮。
Teachers say the students now pay better attention during class, and that has made them study harder and achieve higher scores.
上课认真听讲，作业做的基本上是全对的。
But not all students are as enthusiastic.
就是自己感觉自脑即可，我感觉这里有个印，紧的。
This fifth grader, whom we caught dozing off in class, told us his parents punish him for low attention scores. And that kind of data adds a new kind of pressure for students.
你想啊，如果在一次考试全班人都考了95分以上，就你考了一个85，你会不会感觉你有一后？
Companies we interviewed said the data can go to government-funded research projects. We spoke to parents who were unclear about where the data ended up, and they didn't seem to care too much. Santos says there's likely no privacy protection at all.
In a classroom, if you're trying to make an assessment of an individual student, you really can't anonymize it.
Experts and citizens alike are sounding alarms about various aspects of the country's huge push into artificial intelligence. These classrooms are laboratories for future generations. And while these new tools may potentially help some 200 million students raise their grades, just how this all works out won't be apparent until they become adult citizens.
Alright, and that is the end of this video. Now, can three people send your answers to the Zala group chat? Like the three quickest people to do so would get the bonus mark on the group. The answers for this video only. I've seen has answers in the group chat. Thank you. And there's mine and mine too, so only one person left. Yes, we've had our third person, which is Hong Ngọc. Thank you all for your answers, and now we shall go through the questions. Now, so the tip for getting the right answer for both of these videos is to pay attention to the context of the information, because in some questions, like all the information and all the answer choices have information that have been mentioned in the video, but only one of them fits the context of the question. So now, with question one, where are the children being interviewed? So does anyone volunteer to give their to give their answer as well as providing an explanation? Yes, Thanh.
The answer is B and I. It's like they are talking about the primary school for all the video, and that's the reason. So
Oh yes, that is the right answer. With like this, the focus of this video um is on primary school students being who are part of the experience. And thank you. So now moving on to question 2. So what do these headbands do? Can I have a volunteer? So it seems like there aren't any volunteers for. Oh, Hình Anh there. Oh, so there's a volunteer. Hình Anh, please. Question 2.
Okay, I choose D because throughout the video I can see that they use the headbands to analyze or to concentrate or to monitor the students' concentration by these headbands.
Yes, that is the right answer. For the other answer choices, um, a chip in the student's uniform would be what tracks their location, and the students would get their health measured by a robot. Cashless payment in school is not mentioned in the video. Now to the next 2 questions. Oh, Hình Anh again. Can can I have someone else? Because it'd be a bit unfair, I'd say, if a person answers like too many questions. Alright, seems like there are no other volunteers. So now I'm going to randomly call a number. So we have number 13. Who's 13, please?
Oh, it's me.
Yes, hi, please give your answer and provide an explanation. Thank you.
For question 2, right?
It's for question 3. As always, please switch the slide. Is it visible?
I just see number 1 and 2.
Oh, then let me try again. Sorry.
And my answer for question 3 is A. How often students check their phones?
All right. Yes, that is the right answer. Um, would you like to provide like some further explanation?
Because I heard in video that said there are some uh, statistic of the camera's monitors that how often students use their phones in class.
Yes, that is what is mentioned in the video. The video states that these cameras monitor how often the students yawn or shake their phones, so that eliminates the and the yawning is a sign of sleepiness. It is not clear whether or not they fall asleep, so that leaves us with A. Thank you. So now to question number 4. Was it difficult for schools to get consent from the parents? Now, can I have a volunteer, please? Oh, apparently, you guys can't see like the correct answer for question 3. Like we've added some effects, but but I've gotten a feedback that it's not visible on screen. So just let me highlight it so that it's clearer. Um, maybe like bold, write it in bold. And now to question number 4. Can I please have number 27 to provide an answer, please?
My answer is D.
Well, so for D, yeah, can you give an explanation as to why you chose it?
Because I can't see this information in the video.
Oh, so thank you for your answer, but unfortunately, D is not the right answer. The right answer for this question is C, which was mentioned in the video at a little after 1 minute. It's 1 minute, like 13, 15 something. So, according to a parent being interviewed in the video, they do not have a problem with these experiments if they are for the national researching purposes. So really sorry, but it's C. Oh, moving on to the last few questions. With question number 5. Um, where is the EEG usually used? Wait, I finished. So, can I have a volunteer to answer question 5? All right, I have seen any hands raised, so let me proceed on calling a random number. Can I have number 2, please?
Yes.
Yes,
Question number 5.
yes.
The answer is C.
Yes, and what is your explanation to choosing C?
I hear that in the videos, the university say that the EEG is normally used by the doctors in hospitals or in the lab.
Yes, thank you. That is the correct answer for question 5. And also, we should keep in mind that so it is true that EEG is used in classrooms in China. It is definitely not a commonplace use of this technology. So the answer is D. Now moving on to question 6. What are Chinese experts and citizens sounding? So does anyone volunteer to answer this question? I don't see. I again don't. Oh, sorry. I again don't see any hands. So and another random number is 27, please.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It's sorry. I have the memory of a goldfish. Have I called on 19 yet?
Hello, it's me. Oh, hi.
So yes.
Question 6. I chose D.
Yes, and what made you come to that conclusion?
Sorry because I don't remember the because as I hear the video, I I don't remember clearly the explanation.
Oh, all right. So for that, and D is oh D is the correct answer for 6. So for this question, the best way to do is associating like other answers to the person or the group of people who said them. So with A and C, so they are really from Chinese people, but they are only the opinions of a small group of parents and netizens, Chinese social media users in the respective order, and B is the opinion of a foreign expert, Theodore Zanto, which leaves us with D. Chinese experts and citizens feel alarmed about this method. Now to the last question. Question 7. The effectiveness of these devices. Do they really help students? I'm looking for a volunteer. But it seems like there are none. So can I please have number 6?
Yes.
Yes, what is your answer, please?
You mean for question 7?
Yes, it is currently on my PowerPoint right now. Is it visible?
Not to me, no.
Oh, well then you can. So so question 7. If it's not visible, well maybe you can take a look in your student file and tell me your answer.
My answer is D.
C, right?
Yes.
Is that yes? So oh, do you have any reasonings to back up this? To back up this answer?
I just hear the recording and that is my reasoning.
Oh, right. All right. So C is the correct answer for question number 7. So with the first part, uh, with the first part explaining for yes. So a teacher from the videos said that his students have been paying more attention since they started wearing headbands. Oh, they started wearing headbands, and it's a good thing. However, but then a student reported that his parents would punish him for low concentration scores, which makes these students pressure, which basically puts a burden on students to maintain high concentration scores. So C it is, and so that is the end of the first video with its question. Now we shall move on to the second video, COVID-19 safe classrooms are a new normal. So this video would be talking about schooling despite the pandemic, like because the students still need their education, don't they? So schools around the world have been taking measures to ensure the students both a COVID-safe learning environment and the education they need. This video is actually from 2020, but it's still very much relatable at this point, more than 1 year into the pandemic. So, nevertheless, despite these safety measures, parents are still worried, especially those with younger children. So, now I just want to confirm that um, um like my slide my slide is the one um the with the image of like a hospital. I'm wondering if everyone can see it. If,
As more countries ease coronavirus restrictions, many students around the world are returning to classrooms. In Europe, early reports suggest that sending kids back to school has not led to a significant increase in infections, but there are still concerns over how to keep children safe, with the number of reported cases globally now above 5 million. Holly Williams reports on what different nations are doing.
They're disinfecting classrooms in South Korea, keeping a safe distance apart in France, practicing their hand washing in Denmark, and having their temperature checked in Belgium.
Temperature is normal. Pass, please.
As children begin heading back to school around the globe, the new normal comes with lots of new rules. It won't be the same, said 10-year-old Clara in France. We can't give hugs anymore, but at least it can help stop the virus. The reopening of schools in 22 European countries has reportedly not caused a spike in infections, though some have only been open for just over 2 weeks. At this school in Belgium, they've replaced the school bell with the theme from Star Wars. An attempt to inject some fun at a stressful time. For many parents, there's still worry, though it's coupled with relief. More than 1.5 billion students have had their schooling interrupted, according to the UN. And while some have the resources to learn at home, others are missing out entirely on weeks or even months of education. Danish elementary schools were the first to reopen in Europe last month, but some parents claimed their young children were being used as guinea pigs and argued older students should have gone back first. The country's education minister told CBS News it was a tough decision.
The small children has more difficulties with the distance learning than the older children, and therefore we started out with the young children.
Taiwan is already an old hand at the new normal. It only closed its schools for 2 weeks in February. At Dajia Elementary School, the children disinfect on the way in and before every class. Masks are compulsory. They eat lunch behind desk dividers and even learn how to correctly measure social distancing in math class.
你们是不是都希望能回到正常？
It's all a bit of a hassle, this group of 12-year-olds told us. They want things to go back to how they were. School may never be exactly the same as it was, but for children around the world, the first step back to normality is getting back to the classroom. More than 230 children in Europe have reportedly been affected by the inflammatory syndrome that's also sickened around 250 youngsters in the US, and that appears to be linked to the new coronavirus. The World Health Organization has warned medics to be on alert for signs of the rare condition. Anthony.
Holly Williams in Istanbul. So many different solutions to this problem right now, but great to see kids getting back to school. And I wish they replaced the bell in my school with a Star Wars theme. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Holly.
All right, and that is the end of our second video. As always, the first 3 people who presented their answers for video number 2 would get bonus marks. I've already seen the first one hang out again. It's not like unsurprisingly. There's Yingling, thank you. So white person will act. Alright, so we've had 3 answers, 3 sets of answers for video number 2. Thank you all, and now we shall begin going through all of the questions. Alright, for question number 1. Which country checked the student's temperature before they are allowed to go to class? Does anyone volunteer? Yes, can I have top 5, please?
Yeah, I choose the Belgium.
Yes, maybe a short explanation, please.
Because at the beginning of the video, they said something about disinfecting classrooms, in Korea or China. I don't really remember, but they do said that Belgium checks the students' temperature before they're allowed to go to class. So I choose D.
Thank you. D is the correct answer. So among the few countries mentioned at the beginning of the video and in the video, which are South Korea, France, Denmark, and Belgium. Belgium is the one that is said to be checking temperature. Maybe the other countries are doing that too, but it is not mentioned in the video. Now moving on to the second question. So, what is the reason for one school in Belgium to change the rain into the Star Wars opening song? Is there any volunteers? Well, Hing An is still raised. I guess we can start clean with this video. So, yes, Hing An, please.
Oh yes, because in the listening, I see that I heard that they put some song they Benjamin change the ring into the Star Wars to add some fun in times of stress. Yeah, before the lesson starts.
Yes, B is the correct answer. So, it can be heard. This information can be heard in the scenes, in some scenes of the schoolyard, in Belgium. It was at one. It was at around 1 minute 13 seconds. So the video shows the school, with the narrator explaining what the change is. Now, to the next two questions. Question 3. So, is it easy or not for students to keep up schoolwork with schoolwork through do distance learning? I am still waiting for hands to be raised. It seems like there aren't any volunteers for this question. So can I please have number 12?
Are you calling them a child?
Oh, are you number 12?
Yes, because yeah, it's kind of hard to hear.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right,
Yes.
and you're asking for question 2. I chose C to add some fun in time of stress.
Sorry, it's actually number 3. I've already switched the slide. If it's not visible for some reason, like because it's still seeing number 1 and 2, I can maybe try it.
I don't know why, but it's kind of like, yeah, I cannot hear you for a while, and then I cannot hear the screen is stopping at the slide with question 1 and 2. But okay, I will answer number 3. Um, I chose B.
All right. Do you have any explanation to the choice of answer?
Actually, is right there already. So it's the best in the answer B. It says since some students are bound to fall behind in terms of educational resources. So that is also the explanation.
Yes. Thank you. All right. It's pretty obvious. It is said in the video that students may lack the necessary devices for online learning, so which may result in them just missing up to months of education, which is very sad. Now to question 4. So, parents in Denmark, are they happy about the young children going back to school? Well, it's sad that I don't see any volunteers. So now, can I please have 32 for question number 4? 32, are you there? Well, we're running out of time, so allow me to call a different number. Can I have 25 to answer question 4, please? Hello, 25.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Question 4, please.
Question 4, give me a moment. Question 4 is a false.
All right, and can you please provide an explanation for this answer?
Um, I I think that's what I heard, so I think that it contradicts with what the question asked. So I think A is the best answer.
Oh, well, all right. Thank you. A is the right answer, as it is mentioned in the video that parents feel like that young children are being treated like guinea pigs, which basically has similar meaning to laboratory rats, like children being put to experiments, and so they prefer that older children attend school first. Now to the last two. Oh well, look. Oh well, that was a mistake. Um, I think I'm ready. Just already clicked. Already showed you the answer to question 5. So can number so as we're running out of time, I guess I should also offer an explanation to 5. So 5 is answer is B. The education minister was the one interviewed in this video, and and that's what the narrator said before the video showed the education minister. Now to the last question, question 6. Can number 3 please give me an answer and briefly explain it? Thank you.
Did you call number 3?
Yes.
My answer is A.
All right, that is the right answer. Can you just briefly go over why you chose A?
Why? I think it's mentioned in the video.
Yes. Well, yes, that is correct. It was mentioned in the video at 2 minutes 26 seconds. While the video shows the classroom learning to measure social distancing and math class. And that is the end of the listening part and also the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention.